I want to talk to you about your portfolio. What is a portfolio and what's the best way you can prepare your portfolio? Whether you're an interior designer, a graphic designer, or a studio artist, all creative professionals need to have a collection of works that they can show to the public. These are your best works that you want to be known for and you want to be hired for. Regardless the type of portfolio you have, there's some commonality and some things to think about when you have to get it prepared. First of all, there's three kinds of portfolios you need to be aware of. The physical portfolio is the type of portfolio where you print off your works and bind them together, either in a folder or some sort of booklet. But there's also digital portfolios. These can be saved to CDs or jump drives, or you can have your own personal website. Regardless the portfolio you have, they always need to show your best works, and you can start developing your portfolio today. If you're a graduating senior, you need to have at least one of these portfolios at the ready for a job interview. If you're a working professional, I challenge you to have at least two or even all three. Let's have a look at the physical portfolio. A physical portfolio will come in a variety of sizes, styles, and shapes. But regardless the kind of portfolio you purchase, you'll want to make sure that it's kept simple, professional, and scalable. Keeping it simple and professional means only showing your best work, the kind of work you want to be hired for. This is the type of portfolio you'll bring with you to a job interview or to show to any potential client. Keeping it scalable means you can add new works to the portfolio and take works away. A good portfolio will grow with you throughout your entire career, so you want to have something that can also grow as well. Second, you never want to have your work printed from a personal printer. Your works need to be printed as best as possible, and the printer that's connected to your personal computer probably isn't color calibrated, so the colors won't come out right. The cost of ink is way too high, and you can't print on a variety of sizes that would fit a larger portfolio. Instead, it would be much better to find a professional printer that can print your work for you. Now, this can get pretty pricey, but there are some great places you can take your work to that do a great job. The UPS store, Kinko's, and even Walmart are all places that can print great quality work on a variety of sizes on great paper and at a great cost. The final thing to remember about a physical portfolio is that you never want to leave it with a client. When you go meet with a client or go to a job interview, bring this work with you. Show it to them. This is usually a wow factor when you're doing an interview, because it shows you'll put effort and time into your own work. They'll hire you to put effort and time into their work. But you never leave this portfolio with you simply because it's a large investment in your time and your money. Instead, it would be best to leave something with your client. This is where a digital portfolio comes into play. A digital portfolio can be the perfect companion to your physical portfolio. These are great, cost-effective means of putting your work in your name directly in the hands of people who want to hire you. Digital portfolios can be saved to either a CD or to a jump drive. Both of these can be purchased very cheap and in bulk. Additionally, they can be quickly updated and customized for individual clients. As a graphic designer, I save all of my works to file folders into my computer. So if I have a client that I'm meeting with that wants a brochure or a logo, I can quickly pull these files onto a CD and take them with me to a job interview. I don't have to worry about printing them off, cutting them out, making sure everything looks right. I'm just showing them my most current work of exactly what they want to see. The best part about a digital portfolio is that you can include more than just images. Things like video, different file formats, and even web pages can all be saved to a CD. If you're an interior designer and you actually design an entire room, rather than taking photographs, make a video of it. Show them every angle, show them exactly what you want them to see. If a picture is worth 1,000 words, then a video is even better. The best part about a digital portfolio is that you can include more than just images. Things like video, different file formats, and even web pages can all be saved to a CD. If you're an interior designer and you've actually designed a room, don't just show them photographs, make an entire video of your process. If you know how to use specific software, save those software files to your CD. Things like Photoshop, CAD, InDesign, and Illustrator. All of these are great skills to be able to show someone. And if you can show them how you build your files and how you work in the software, that adds to your portfolio tremendously. The only thing to remember is that if you're showing something digitally, you want to make sure these files can be opened up on your client's computer. Not everyone has the same software that you may have. So if you put a Photoshop file in your digital portfolio and they don't have Photoshop, well, you're up a creek. The best type of file format to save something is called the PDF. This is a universal file format that most computers can be able to open. Most software is able to save things as a PDF as well. So as you're saving your files, make sure that PDF is an option that you can choose to save whatever work you have. The third and final type of portfolio you should be developing is your online portfolio. We live in a digital age. This means people are expecting to find you and your work online. Often, this is the first place people will look before calling you in to an interview. So having an online portfolio can be one of the best things you do for your creative career. Being online doesn't mean you have to have a dedicated website or any programming skills. There are some great ways of creating free and simple web portfolios for your art. The first thing you can do is to start a web blog. Places like Blogspot, Tumblr, and WordPress offer free ways of uploading your work very quickly and very simply. All you have to do is to set up an account and you can start customizing it to match your portfolio and your personal tastes. The downside with using these blogging services is that they're used by a lot of people, more than just artists. If you want to have a website that's dedicated to specifically arts portfolios, crop.com, behance.net, and CarbonMade are all wonderful websites that are geared towards artistic portfolios. Places like behance.net and Crop can even divide you up into specific categories. So if you're an interior designer and you want to be known for your interior design portfolio, you can choose to join that group. Same for graphic design, illustration, or any variety of artistic endeavors. If you do want to have a dedicated website, a www.yourname.com, but you don't know how to write any coding, there are some other websites that you can invest in. Wix.com, Webs, and Yola.com are all great websites that allow you to pick and choose custom templates that you can upload your work. They look professional and they're just as easy to use as any of the other blogging or portfolio websites that are out there. The main thing to remember about an online portfolio is that you must keep it up to date. People want to see what you're currently working on. People want to know that you're still keeping your skills sharp. If they go to an online portfolio and see that your most recent work was created 3 years ago, they'll probably think that you're no longer working and they probably don't want to hire you. Additionally, you can show any kind of work online, not just your finished works. Show thumbnail sketches, show your process, talk about the type of work that you're doing. This is a great way of keeping people up to date at the most current work that you're working on. Finally, here's some other things to think about when making your portfolio. First of all, only your best work goes into your portfolio. You should never have anything that you would apologize for or feel like you could do better. The number of works in your portfolio may vary depending on the type of artist you are. But regardless that, there is a strategy for how it's laid out. It's what I call the awesome sandwich. This is a great shock and awe technique for when you meet with a client. In the awesome sandwich, your number one most awesome work goes first in your portfolio. The second most awesome work goes last in your portfolio, and everything else falls in between. When you meet with an employer and they open your portfolio, they're immediately hit with this awesome, fantastic work. Then they flip through the rest of your portfolio, and the last thing they see is another awesome, fantastic work. It sticks in their mind longer to start off strong and to end strong. While you're showing your work to other professionals, they're going to size you up pretty quickly. In general, they can figure out where your strengths and weaknesses lie within the first 2 or 3 works. By the end of your portfolio, they'll have a concrete idea of what kind of employer you can be. This comes from their years of experience, both in the professional and even their personal lives. But don't shy away from this. In fact, I encourage you to get critiques from your fellow peers and not your friends. Your fellow peers are your fellow graphic design or interior designers or studio arts majors. These are people who've worked in the industry. These are people who understand what needs to be in your portfolio. While it's nice to have your friends look at your work and compliment you for all that you've done, a lot of times your friends simply don't understand what it makes for a good portfolio, but professionals and your peers do. So seek them out first when developing your portfolio. Next, you always need to keep your portfolio up to date. This is a routine that you should get into doing every couple of months or even after every project you create. Size things up. What would you add? What needs to be taken away? Remember, your portfolio will grow with you. The next thing is never worry about the cost of making your portfolio. There will be a little bit of money, but it's a great investment. Instead, worry about the quality of your portfolio. Putting your best foot forward is what this portfolio is all about, and that's what will give you an edge over any competition in finding a job. Next, make sure everything is clean and clear and easy to read. Use high-resolution images, use good lighting when taking photographs, get good prints where the colors are clear and they're on good paper, and make sure the pages are large enough, especially if you have text that people have to read. I can't tell you the number of times I've looked at portfolios that have small text on magazine layouts and I can't read them. Make sure that people can read and understand exactly what's in your portfolio. The final thing that I tell all of my students is that your grades are never shown in your portfolio. You'll be working on a lot of class projects and you'll get graded on these projects. Just because you may have received something less than an A doesn't mean you can't keep it out of your portfolio. If there's room for an improvement, go back to your projects, make them better, find out what it would take to make an A on that project so that you can include it in your portfolio. Be daring, be risky. Do things that maybe weren't on an assignment. Grades and what you do in class isn't what you're going to show in your portfolio. Remember, it's only your best works. There's lots of other things that you can know about your portfolios because everyone is different. Ask your teachers, ask other professionals, but above all, only show your best works. So, I hope I've given you something to think about when making your portfolio. I do wish you the best of luck for your creative career in the future.